Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show, and boy do we have a video today. I had a subscriber send me this one. It's titled, Where to Meet High-Value Men by Anna Bay. So how about this? We're gonna watch the video and I'll tell you if I agree or disagree. If rich guys hang out at these places, maybe there's some top G's there, I have no clue. But let's see if Anna Bay's onto something. As soon as you subscribe and hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and you know what? If she's totally wrong, then I'll give you my own insights on where all the rich guys hang out. They're at work. That's basically where they hang out all day. They just work all the time. But with that said, let's see her perspective and let's begin.
The million-dollar question. Where do we meet affluent men?
Yeah, you know what though? $1 million is not what it used to be. You know what? Like, I'm sure in 1990, $1 million was the equivalent of like $5 million today. But you know what? $1 million is the new 500,000. So I would say it really should be the $5 million question, just for all intents and purposes. You know, I always used to think it's, for all intensive purposes. It's intents and purposes. So weird. It should just be intensive purposes.
We are women who are not chasing for men. We are women who strategically place ourselves in areas where there is a higher ratio of affluent men.
What? So we're not chasing them, we're just placing ourselves where they happen to be and hope that they try to flirt with us. What's wrong with chasing? I get the dislike for it because then it seems like, you know what, they have the prize and like you're trying to get after the prize. I kind of get that. But what's wrong with just like stating your intentions from the very beginning? Say, hey, you know what? You got money. I'm right here. What do you say? Maybe this could be beneficial. I don't know what's wrong with just being a little bit more aggressive. And I would say for most guys, like we would appreciate it if you're a little bit more, obvious. You know, not just the fact that you're standing there, but maybe eye contact. You walk up to us, you say hello. Just, you know, something that's more obvious, because I'll tell you as a guy, like, we don't get any signals. They just, bloop. They may as well just not exist. So that's what a lot of people are up against here.
And I do have actually a full list of 210 places where you can meet affluent men.
So, okay, are we noticing a discrepancy here? So one, the title is Where to Meet High-Value Men, and then this is Where to Meet Rich Men. I have a feeling she changed the title of the video to meet 2022 standards because this is posted back in 2019. The bar back then was a lot lower. Now we gotta be very careful about what we say. You can't say, oh, you know, I like rich guys. You gotta say, I like high-value men.
Being in the right place at the right time, that is the success in life, and that's what people call luck. Now, to higher your chances of meeting the right person for you, you simply have to try and get as lucky as often as possible. Now, that's what I mean, placing yourself strategically.
It sounds like a gambling issue. Like, hey, you know what? The problem is not that you're losing. It's just that you need to try more. So keep scratching off those lottery tickets. Eventually, you're going to get lucky. The problem is that you haven't been scratching off enough of those tickets. It seems just like a gamble at that point. Just keep rolling the dice until eventually you snag one.
Men can sense that, whether they see it or not. Sometimes it's like the subconscious energy they feel, and they can read it. You will not get a wealthy man if you happen to be somewhere where he is, and it's just so obvious you're there fishing.
But the problem too is that you not only have to find someone who's wealthy, but then willing to spend their money, and a lot of it, on the other person as well. So that's one of the biggest issues I see, is because I'm sure a lot of wealthy people too, they're frugal. You wouldn't know it. They wouldn't want to spend their money because they see something that's overly priced. They're like, I don't want to buy Louis Vuitton. That's a bad deal. Let's buy this one instead. And it's like, you know, 99% off.
Make sure that all these places that I'm about to mention, that they come organically to you, that you have something to do there. Even if you have to pretend a little, but at least like it's not obvious that you're just there waiting for Mr. Charming to appear.
Even if you have to pretend a little. Like, you know what, I guess everyone has a bit of a pretend. You know, when you first meet someone, you're always going to put your best foot forward, but it seems like this one is more just like, hey, just keep faking it until eventually you make it.
Ladies, don't forget you are of high value. You are the prize. You are the one that men have to chase and conquer, but you have to help them a little bit, and I guess that's where this video comes in place.
It doesn't seem like that, though. The way she's framing it is like the high value man is the prize. not the other way around. But so far, I would say the only advice that I agree with is that she encourages the other person to have stuff going on, have their own life, their own hobbies, their own interests. I think that's just generally a good quality to have for anybody, whether you're rich or poor or like male or female. It doesn't matter. I think for anybody, that's what makes another person interesting, is the fact that they have their own interests and hobbies that they could come and bring to the table.
Ladies, don't forget you are of high value. You are the prize. You are the one that men have to chase and conquer. But you have to help them a little bit. And I guess that's where this video comes in place.
Conquer? Why does there need to be a conquering of anything? Why can't it just be, hey, we get along, have a great time, so be it? Like, I've never seen anybody use the word conquer when it comes to dating. Like, you gotta conquer something. It's like, this isn't the Roman Empire here. This is flat out just trying to meet another person.
Now, I do want to start with the first topic, and that is affluent areas. Preferably, you live in an affluent area.
Preferably, you're already rich, so you could blend in. But hey, if you're not already rich, step one, move to a more expensive area.
If you are able to relocate to one that is going to serve you really well, it can be sometimes worth the investment.
What? The investment? Okay, we're not talking about like an education here, learning a new skill. No, we're talking about moving to a richer area so you could find a high-value man. I think that's bad advice. I bet there's so many other things that you could spend money on, like a Roth IRA, max that out, that would get you a much higher return.
Affluent areas are, however, a little bit better during weekends and after work hours, because during work hours, the affluent man is usually in other parts of town.
Now, I would tend to disagree with this, and I'll tell you why. You have, wealthy people who are busy working all day. Those are the people probably worth anywhere between, $1 million and maybe 30 million bucks. The really, really, really wealthy people that I have seen don't do anything. I mean, they have the schedule where they're just lounging around at 10 a.m. They're kind of semi-retired. They've already done their stuff. 2 p.m. rolls around. They're like, you know what? I'm going to go to Erewhon. Why not? Let's go there. So sometimes the middle of the day, you either get people who are like really unemployed or really rich. It's one or the other. So you got a 50-50.
Unless he works from home. But then you're not going to see him anyway.
I love to laugh. Get into door-to-door sales. Just keep knocking on doors until eventually you get lucky.
There are people who claim that truly rich people are never seen in public in affluent areas or anywhere really. Basically, they mean that the chances of bumping into someone on the street is very minimal, because they say that rich people, they never run their errands, they never go to supermarkets, they never do this, they never do that they have an army of people who are assisting them, staff who takes care of things, and so on.
Okay, so in that case, though, who you really want to bump into is their assistant, who then you could strike up a conversation with, feel them out a little bit, see who they work for, and then you could get in to a high-value society.
This is the reason why I wanted to speak about living in an affluent area, because when you go and do your errands, let it be the dry clean, the grocery stores, the juice bars, I don't know, maybe even the shoe repair.
Why is she laughing at shoe repair? I think it's a serious topic that needs to be addressed, and people don't repair their shoes. You know what? Flat out, they buy a new pair and they toss the old pair into the trash. And we got to bring back the shoe repair business.
Shoe repair?
Not a laughing matter.
Churches or other places of worship, or maybe even places like waiting rooms at private hospitals or dentists or...
Oh man, just imagine she's like, hey, all you got to do is go break your arm and you'll go to the hospital and meet a doctor, and 50-50 he could be single. So just you keep injuring yourself, keep going to the doctor with new injuries, keep going to different doctor's offices, and eventually you'll meet a high-value man.
From my experience, most affluent men always initiate. This is why I tell women in my online finishing school, never approach men, because it makes you look desperate.
What? I don't know. I gotta say, a lot of guys are just flat out really shy and don't want or have the courage to go up and talk to a random person. And it's those people who are really self-aware to feel like, I don't want to be bothering them. I mean, they're obviously busy. They're just standing there in the grocery store waiting for something. But, maybe she's waiting for, I don't know, a husband or a boyfriend. I don't know, her brother.
Anything that has to do with shopping where men would shop. It would be high-end department stores.
Imagine just hanging out at Men's warehouse.
Maybe it's a cigar shop, maybe it's a wine shop, maybe it's a luxury car dealer.
What? Just to hang out at the luxury car dealership all day? They're gonna kick you out. There's no soliciting there. But you're not test driving cars 24/7. You're just like looking at the new Mercedes S-Class for 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. Do they not have work? Are they seriously just expecting to take an entire day off to hang out at a car dealership?
Let's say you're there shopping for yourself if it's a mixed shop, or maybe you are there looking for something for your father as a gift, who knows. You're there browsing. You don't even have to buy anything.
I think most guys would automatically assume if they're in the men's section, they're probably buying something for, I don't know, like a husband or a significant other. I doubt I would ever think like, oh yeah, she's buying something for her dad. Just probably wouldn't come across as something that would run through most people's minds. But again, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know down in the comment section because I'm totally interested in hearing other opinions. I've been off the market now for 3-something years, so it's been a little while. Maybe my knowledge isn't as good as it once was.
It can be art shows, Art Basel, art fairs, Freeze London.
Art Basel. Isn't it Art Basel? Basil's like the thing you put in food. Basel. Art Basel.
It can be conferences like the World Economic Forum.
What? Go hang out at the World Economic Forum? Yeah, just go hang out at Jackson Hole and listen to Jerome Powell talk. You're gonna meet somebody there. It seems so unnatural unless you're interested in the World Economic Forum and keeping up with that. Like, if anyone asks you a question like, hey, what do you think of this? You're just like, I don't know. Do you want to pay for me at Nordstrom's? It's just like, that's not gonna work.
There are many popular jet set destinations all year round where you have loads of affluent men, so you should take that into account and also budget that into your new lifestyle.
Budget that into your new lifestyle? Okay, so not only are you expected to move to an expensive location, but you're also expected to then now budget for traveling. This sounds like it could go terribly, terribly wrong. Like, what happens if you go 15 years? You don't meet a single person, you've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this lifestyle, hasn't paid off at all. What do? You have nothing to fall back on.
Don't forget to visit sporting events, preferably like polo, sailing, golf, but there are actually many non-elite sports where you will always have affluent people in the audience, in the VIP sections.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who's broke who's going to watching polo. Let's be real here. So probably that is the best way to meet rich people. Just, yeah, go to the polo match. I'd never even been to a pie. I didn't even know they had them, but it sounds rich.
Like NBA games is a very common one. So maybe sometimes it's worth spending a little bit extra on tickets and get VIP seats if possible.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, I've been to a few of those like VIP seats that have been gifted and stuff like that. Now, you're around other people who are just like sports fanatics. These aren't the people like, in a suit, some CEO. No. These are people who go to every single game, who love the sport, who will spend anything possible to be closer to the field. That's who you're gonna be sitting next to.
Preferably, you would be a businesswoman yourself, where you work in these companies or in these industries where you have access to a lot of affluent men.
Oh yeah, the next piece of advice, just change your job entirely. Just form your entire identity around just getting a high-value man. That's gonna work out great. There's certainly not gonna be any problems with that.
I cannot leave you without giving you my 2 cents on online dating. Now, online dating is not working in the favor for women. It's working in the favor for men. But hey, it is what it is.
There's no way it works in the favor of men. I've seen it where guys maybe get like 1 match every now and then. Any female would get like 100 matches. I think the odds are actually stacked against the guy in this situation. But you know what? I don't know if we're going in terms of quality or maybe it's just quantity. Probably it's that. I don't really know.
Yes, you will be able to meet affluent men, but it does require time and patience to go through the databases, to really scan through and figure out who is affluent, who is not, who is a time waster. Should I meet him for coffee or not?
It's horrible that it's just reduced to like, is he rich or not? What if he's just like, he's not rich, but great personality, funny, charismatic, very kind, great group of friends, good interests. Would you really pass him up for that? I don't know.
Now, I hope you have enjoyed these tips, ladies. Don't forget to watch the rest of my video library here on YouTube. Loads of free content just for you. And I will see you in the next video.
All right, so I disagree with a lot of that video. I guess I would say my best advice would be just, having your own life, own interests, I don't think it really makes a huge difference as long as the other person's kind, caring, has their own interests, few good hobbies, good sense of humor, doesn't take things so seriously. Like, it's just, the basic qualities I think goes a long way. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you enjoy these videos, feel free to add me on Instagram, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.